Hello, everyone. This is Brian Inuma with Strategic Systems Group. We are a Los Angeles-based IT consulting firm and experts in enterprise resource planning. Our tagline is Transformation to the Intelligent Enterprise. I'm here with Jim Sandoval, and we are going to walk through a learning path that relates to machine learning. We are on the road to getting data analytics competency, and this learning path is one of the requirements. Jim, are you there?
I certainly am, Brian.
Very good. Can you see my screen okay?
Yep.
Alrighty, pretty good. Okay, so now let me try this. I've been doing this on my local system with a browser. So almost everything that we're doing for this learning path and for the workshops that are related have been all browser related. Nothing on local system. Which is kind of a pleasant change, because working on your local system sometimes is problematic because of runtime and bandwidth and CPU power. So this is actually quite nice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. So I'm going to go to the second learning path, and I'm going to take a look at the fifth module in this path. And then as I'm going through this, I think Jim will be able to kind of tell whether or not he has been doing something similar, or maybe we have to adjust his approach to this. So all I'm going to do for here is just kind of walk through a little bit about this module. So this module is part of a learning path that is called Build AI Solutions with Azure Machine Learning Service. And this particular module is the fifth module in this learning path called Orchestrating Machine Learning Pipelines. So this is what I typically have done, was to come here first to go and see if I can get to my learning path unit or module. And then what I've also done, as Jim probably has as well, is to also get into the machine learning component of Azure. This requires a login if you haven't already logged in. But it's the same login that we use for Office 365 and for Dynamics 365. So Jim, does this look familiar? Is your interface similar when you?
Yeah, I have a similar, basically the exact same thing when.
Okay, good. So what I have done typically for these units was to go to compute first. And I think that Jim has probably also gone through this set of screens as well for the compute instance, compute clusters, and inference clusters. Is that true, Jim?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, very good. Okay, so I have been through a few workshops, so that's why I have a number of these things, and I could probably have just deleted them or created a new resource from scratch, but I thought, well, let me just keep these things out there and then create brand new ones. Okay, so this particular one is called a development workstation, and it's got some normal things in it that kind of relate to CPU and disk size and whatever. So when I created it, it was called a standard DS3 V2, which has a little bit more horsepower, maybe a little bit more memory than the standard workstations we had built in the previous workshops. Okay, so my sense is this is that when I first get here, if it's not already running, to go ahead and start it. So what I have been doing is to click here, and then click the start button. Since it's already running, basically we don't have to wait for it to do anything special. But in situations where maybe you've taken a break and then have come back to the learning module, then it'd be a good time to start this thing, go through the learning module, and then by the time you have finished and got to the exercise, this instance would all be started. Okay, makes sense so far, Jim? Does that seem familiar?
Oh yeah, I got my own training modules up in here. As a matter of fact, I am restarting one of them because it was hiccuping, and it might be might have been my mistake, but we'll see.
Okay, good. Right, very good. Okay, so these two pieces, so the learning path and the Azure machine learning service are kind of the main two pieces that we need to work with to get through these paths, learning paths.